turn your passion into obsession. And if you really want to succeed, I believe this is the best, if not one of the best ways to be able to succeed in a field where you feel like you can actually do well in, to be able to succeed in an area of your life where you feel like you can really dominate and you can have an actual impact on what you do in that space and what you can also do for yourself. It starts with your craft. And really, that craft is something that you're passionate doing, something that you actually have passion in doing. To have success, you need some type of passion, and that's where it starts. You need to find an area in your life. You need to find something that you know that you're good at. It can be absolutely anything. To your creativity with art, and even with art, there's so many subcategories that come with that. Art is literally in the eye of the beholder. So whatever you feel like is art, whatever you feel like you are best at in whatever field, that's what you need to go with. Whether it's physical labor, whether it has to do with your creativity, whether it has to do with the internet, whether it has to do with talking, whether it has to do with psychology, anything. You need to find something where you know you can excel in, something where you know you are actually good at, and work on it. Be somebody that can become a craftsman in what they do. And when you know you can find something that you can be good at, when you find something that you know you're already good at, when you find something where you have real passion in doing and you are passionate about doing that thing, keep doing it. Do things, but do one thing where you know you can keep doing whenever. Do something that you have drive in actually doing. Do something that brings you happiness. Or you want to do something that you can turn into a absolute business for yourself. Do something where you know you can monetize, even though that is not the end goal. You do it because you love it. Ultimately, you do it because you actually love to do it. And that monetization comes afterwards. So long as you put the hard work into it, so long as you put real work into your passion, and then you turn that passion into an obsession, where you can do it any day of the week, where you can do it whenever you want. Ultimately, that passion that turns into an obsession can turn into your entire life. And because you love doing it so much, it's something that you give no thought to doing. It's also something that becomes second nature for you. So it's not anything that turns into hard work. But you got to do something where you know you can excel in, right? You have to become a master at work in what you do. You literally have to master whatever it is that you do. Because if you can do that, if you can master your passion, then you can become the best at your passion. And then once you become the best at your passion, everyone is going to look to you for whatever it is that you have as a passion. Everybody's going to look to you for what you have mastered. And because you are one of a kind in what you do, you are one of one in what you do, because you have taken the time, right, to master what it is that you are good at. You've mastered your passion. You now have a multitude of avenues at your disposal, meaning that you can go anywhere with what you do. You can go anywhere with this passion, but it only depends on the doors that you open. Those opportunities that you have in front of you, you have to open, right? And I heard this the other day, and I thought it was something that was so clear, which is you have to create the opportunity for yourself, right? You have to become good at something enough to open the door of opportunity for yourself. It's not gonna just land in front of you, and especially it's not just gonna open up for you randomly, where you are just thinking that just because you are doing something for fun, that it's going to become something that can flourish for you. Yes, this can happen, but what I'm trying to say is you actually have to put hard work into it to the point where you become the best at it. And now, because you are the best at it, you now have so many opportunities at your disposal where you can go anywhere with what you do, right? But of course, you have to realize and understand that this comes with hard work. You have to become disciplined in what you do. Because honestly, if you love it enough, the discipline comes naturally. If you love something enough, you don't have to think about doing it. It's something that you want to do. And then it becomes something that is almost a need for you to do, where you have an itch for it. Right? And I don't want you to be discouraged, because sometimes that can happen. Of course, we're going to have things that happen in our life where it doesn't go the way that we want, or it doesn't go the way that we planned. But understand that nothing will ever go the way that you planned, or ever go the way that you think it will. But you have to go with the flow of nature. You have to go with the flow of the experience of life. And just be able to adapt and be open and maneuver anything that comes your way. This is just a basic principle of life, right? But once you understand that you put the hard work in, and that's where it starts, with discipline and being able to be open to criticism, being open to being able to critique yourself in this area where you feel passionate, and actually putting in that work where you know you need help in, or doing everything that you actually can to perfect this craft that you have to the absolute fullest capacity. There is going to be nothing in your way to stop you. You have to actually understand that nothing can stop you once you have this drive, this discipline, the determination. Once you put the time in, and you actually have patience within yourself. You have to have enough respect for yourself to have patience to actually put the work in, to realize that you can turn this into an opportunity of success for yourself. That's when you know you can win. And you have to turn that passion into an obsession. But do it in moderation as well. You don't want to burn yourself out, right? But you can turn this passion of yours into a success. Don't think it's not possible, because anything is possible. And I also want you to understand that you have to believe in yourself in anything that you do, especially when it comes to your passions. Because if it's a passion, it's something that you're happy doing. And if you want to turn it into something real, you have to believe in yourself. Another thing you have to do is have a clear vision and a clear path. For you to have something to be successful in, for you to have success in something, you have to clear the path for yourself mentally. You have to see where you can take yourself in this area that you want to be in. The path has to be clear for you, and you actually have to know what it is you want to do in order for you to have real success. You don't want to be somebody that's drifting around and trying to find their calling or their niche in life. If you want to be successful and have real success in something that you want to accomplish in your life, if you want to get to a certain place in your life, the first thing that you have to do is pinpoint exactly what it is that you want to do and where it is that you want to go. And you have to take it somewhere where no one else has taken it before. So you have to dream big, and you have to be delusional sometimes. You have to be crazy about your past, and you have to think bigger than anyone else has ever thought. Sometimes you have to think the impossible. You have to believe in the impossible. You have to do it, because no one else around you is going to truly understand why you have this drive, or why you have this passion inside of yourself to do this thing that you've always wanted to do. And that's another thing. You shouldn't listen to what other people have to say unless they're actually supporting you. And another thing I want to say is not to be afraid of failing or rejection, because the only thing you should use as fuel is that rejection and that failure. And you can also see that as a failure, or you can see it as an attempt to do better. And you can also take from those failures and those attempts, you can take the good out of those things. You always have to see the positive in the situation in order for you to really be successful. You have to have a positive mindset, because if you're dwelling on the negative, you're going to put yourself in a hole where you might not be able to dig yourself out of if it gets too deep. So you have to be the person that believes in themselves. Don't expect other people to do it for you. Don't expect other people to do anything for you. And you cannot rely on these people. You cannot be dependent on anybody else but yourself. Because ultimately, you only have yourself to believe in, to show up for. You only have yourself to do everything for you. And you have to actually want to do it for yourself. You actually have to want to show up for yourself. Actually want it for yourself. No one else can want it more than you. And even if they do, it doesn't mean anything. It means that they have support for you, but ultimately it doesn't mean anything unless you want it too. And you ultimately are going to want it more than them. If it's something that you're really passionate in, then you already have this. You already have this drive. Or if you don't have these habits or these qualities, build them, and build them now while you still have the chance, while you still have that idea or that thought in your head, while you still have that craft that you know you can hone in on, and build that skill so you can turn it into something that will ultimately change your entire life for the better. You have to turn that passion into an obsession, but a healthy one, not a bad one, where you're doing it too much to the point where now you're getting burnt out and now you're not liking what you're doing. Then it doesn't become a passion anymore. It becomes a chore, and it becomes something that you have to force yourself to do. And then slowly but surely, you stop doing it, and now you no longer have that love, that same love that you did for that same passion that you had. Don't let it turn into that. But be healthy in that obsession that you have, and be moderate. Give yourself a break whenever you need to. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to give yourself some time to rest so you can rejuvenate yourself mentally, physically, whatever you need to, spiritually. And just understand that throughout this entire process, you have to be conscious of everything that you're doing. And when you're conscious, you know that it's only for your benefit. When you're conscious, you're only going to do things that are going to benefit your drive, your passion, your determination, your patience, your respect for yourself, to want to do better in this field that you want to absolutely excel in and succeed in. This is the only way. This is the only way for you to have real success in the passion that you have. And it'll be absolutely everything for you. These things that you want to do for yourself can't happen so long as you let it happen for you. Whatever problems, whatever adversities you face, let those things be catalysts and let those things be fuel for your drive, for your passion, so you can do better, so you can have success, because you want that for yourself. You want to do better. You want to elevate. That's what you should always want for yourself. Strive for the better, not for the worse. Ultimately, do everything for you. Respect yourself enough to have a love for yourself, so you can put yourself in a position where you know you're gonna win. It takes time to build, but that time is necessary, and you will thank yourself later. Everything I just said is simple, not easy. Love y'all, man. Peace, you.